Month. So thank you for being here. It's beautiful out. You could have done anything in this great city, and you chose to be here. So thank you. That was the last sincere thing I'm going to say for a while. So let's just get into it. I went to Vegas last month, and Vegas on a Friday night is just like 50,000 guys wearing their favorite shirt. It's just like 50,000 guys my age being like, this is my I'm going to get pussy shirt. And I'm walking out. Every guy on a Friday night in Vegas has been fantasizing about wearing that shirt for months. And none of them are going to get laid. I mean, they might pay a professional, but it's... I saw a concert at the Sphere. I saw Fish at the Sphere. And yeah, it kind of ruined my life. I can't, like... I don't know, my cousin had a kid, and I, held a baby for the first time. I'm like, this is okay. It's not... I met God recently. That was cooler, but... I don't know. Let's see. I've been reading about the Unabomber most nights of the week for the last 20 years, and not that much, but, I don't know. I like the Unabomber. Hear me out. When people talk about Ted Kaczynski, they always really fixate on the wrong things, in my opinion. I think we're overlooking the important parts. Because when people talk about the Unabomber, they're always talking about, the bombs, or the fact that he, lived in the woods by himself. And I think we're missing the important part, and that's, the most impressive thing about Ted Kaczynski, by far, is the fact that he was a Polish genius. The only one ever, that's... I know we're starting the show with me just trashing Polish people, but I booked several, so I am a progressive booker. I think it's just here. So you can tell a lot about a culture by who their geniuses are. The Irish, it's James Joyce, Samuel Beckett, great creative writers, all fall down drunk, huge alcoholics. Irish people are all drunks. British people, Stephen Hawking, pedophile. He is. By the way, Stephen Hawking proved that you could take the dog out of the fight, but can't take the fight out of that dog, That's... All right, you guys are going to be cool, because I started pretty harsh. But no, I think... I don't know. Maybe this isn't going to land, but I've been thinking a lot recently, and I wonder if you guys have too. Have you ever thought about the fact that every person you learned about in school, every single person in every history book, all of them smelled terrible? The smartest person you heard of in grade school smelled like shit. When people are if you could have dinner with any famous figure, none of them. Toilet paper's 80 years old. Is this, some of you look confused. All right. If Leonardo da Vinci walked into this basement, no one here would be oh, damn, did a really smart guy just walk in? No, everyone would be what the fuck is that smell? People are oh, would you like to have dinner with Leonardo da Vinci? Yeah, give him a bath. Stuff that little dago in a tub, hose him down. All right. I was excited for that one, if I'm being honest. I just think it's funny to when white people sit around and share terrible facts about historical figures. White people be did you know that Thomas Jefferson owned slaves? It's really funny to be you know what's even worse? He smelled terrible. That's... I'm gonna work on that one. Just you see, come back to the jungle in 2 months, you're gonna be wow, he really did. He went places with that. Historically smart people all smell terrible. maybe I'll avoid saying dago in the future. That would be. But yeah, if you can't tell, I'm a bit of a history buff. I have the Wikipedia app on my phone. Yeah. You're looking at a bright guy. And the thing with the Wikipedia app is it's good when you're watching a show and you're oh, I want to learn more, but I'm watching The Sopranos. I'm where'd James Gandolfini go to high school? And I can do that, but sometimes I get stoned and I go too far. The other day I was watching the NBA playoffs and I took an edible, and halfway through the game I was on the Wikipedia page for basketball. Have you ever gotten, I'm sorry, maybe there's a nicer way to say this, but like, have you ever gotten so stoned that you start behaving like a very recent immigrant? I played basketball my entire childhood, and I'm on my couch like, they used a peach basket? Sometimes on Wikipedia, I'll catch myself like lying to myself. Like I'm reading a Smart Guy article, and I'm like, this isn't you, you know? I was reading the page for Alexander the Great, and I was like, early life, middle career, whatever. Like, at one point, they're like, the Battle of Carthage was a turning point in the Byzantine Empire, and I was just like, I don't, Steve Harvey Wikipedia page. I was like, yeah, this is better. This is way more my speed, you know? Like, I have friends who are like, oh, did you know that the Battle of Carthage was a turning point? And that's the only fact I can think of. And I'm not one of those people. I'm more of a, like, did you know Steve Harvey's vegan? Like, that's my pocket, you know? But my favorite thing to do on Wikipedia, I think just universally, we all love this, where you go to a famous person's Wikipedia page, as opposed to a normal person, they're all famous. But you go to personal life and you find out, like, oh, I didn't realize he's a piece of shit. Like Mark Wahlberg. Go to Mark Wahlberg's Wikipedia. There's like there's like a whole section that's just like hate crimes. Like it's just, Mark Wahlberg's a terrible person. And it's all stuff that he did when he was like a kid, and then he got famous, and then we all found out he did terrible things when he was younger. And as someone who makes hundreds of dollars a year doing comedy, I can't help but wonder, like, what skeletons do I have in my closet that might come back to bite me? Here's the two main ones I can think of. I'd like to address these publicly now, which means you're not allowed to get mad at me because I'm being vulnerable. The first one was recent. Do you remember a few months ago when the members of the Hasidic Jewish community in New York got caught digging tunnels underground? I told them to do that. I was like, yo, you guys should burrow. And no, I didn't. That didn't happen. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, first of all, just congrats on living a wildly different life than me. But what happened was a video went viral, and I'm not exaggerating for comedic effect. Like, I'm not trying to be shocking. I'm going to describe the video objectively. This is exactly what happened. The camera, the phone, is pointing at a hole in like a New York sidewalk, and you see something moving in the hole, and you're like, what is that? And then the most Hasidic Jewish-looking guy you've ever seen in your entire life pops out of the hole and then scurries into the darkness. And I saw that, and first I laughed harder than I've ever laughed at anything in my entire life. I'd like to apologize for how stoked I was when I saw that. But then I grew up in Deerfield. I do comedy. I have a lot of Jewish friends. And so I sent that video to every single one of my Jewish friends and was just like, yo, did you go to summer camp with this guy? So I want to apologize for that. The reaction was, dude, watching my Jewish friends just be like, yeah, I know, shut up. Like, I know how they felt. Because do you guys remember a few years ago that video went viral? My family's Irish. And remember that video of Conor McGregor punching an old man in the face? Do you not remember? Conor McGregor came out with his own whiskey, and he was in a bar, and like a very old man was like, oh, your whiskey's shite, or whatever. And Conor McGregor just beat the shit out of a very old man. And as an Irish person, I saw that, and I was like, God, that's what everyone thinks we do. So I understand how my Jewish friends felt. All right, cool. Glad that went okay. The other thing I want to apologize for. This one's actually from my childhood. Do you guys remember like the game Ding Dong Ditch? You know, you ring the doorbell and then you run away. So my friends and I, we did this thing where we would go to the Apple store. My hometown, our mall got an Apple store. And we would all go to the Apple store and we'd split up and we'd all pull up gay porn on all the computers. And then we'd leave. We called it Dong Dong Ditch. Come on, that's... You may not approve of tricking people into watching gay porn, but that name is fucking golden, okay? Some of you all of you are like, why? But some of you are probably like, what do you mean you pulled up gay porn and then you left? What we would do was we would pull up a video, and then we would turn off the monitor, and then we'd leave. And then like an elderly person buying a graduation present would be like, this computer doesn't work. And then a genius, a fucking genius would have to walk up and be like, oh, the monitor's off. Oh my God. If your job title's genius, figure out how to block meatspin.com. It's not that hard. This is, I want to be clear, this didn't happen like 6 or 7 times, minimum 80 times. It was so bad, a friend of mine got a job at that Apple store like 7 years later, and during training they were like, it hasn't happened in a while, but we had a real rough stretch back in 2005. And here's the thing, because we were like 12 years old, so like we weren't horny, you know, like we were very like objective in our. First of all, the first 100 times I watched porn, I think 80% of it was gay porn, and it was just funny because we'd be at home, and like if I was alone in my family's computer room, the spiciest thing I would ever look up was like Halle Berry boobs. But then, like, in public, we're like, oh, pull up butt fucking cum fiesta. I'm so sorry I made eye contact with you when I said those words. I gotta just do this whole joke like this. That was too much. And here's the weird part was like, yeah, we did it in a group, but like one time I was at the Gap with my family buying church clothes, and I was like, I gotta pop by the Apple store real quick. I gotta clock in for a quick shift. All right, that's all I'm gonna do. You guys are great, man. This is gonna be a fucking awesome show. You guys ready for a great show? Okay. Yeah, all the love you just gave me, just multiply it for every comic. It'll build throughout the night. It'll end in a beautiful crescendo. Your headliner's in town all the way from New York City, but your next comic, your first comic of the night, one of my absolute favorites in Chicago, an absolute monster. Start clapping right now for Jeff Brumfield, everybody.
Yes, Humble Jungle, make some noise, clap it up. Absolutely, absolutely. I've been watching this new show on Amazon Prime. It's called Fallout. Have you guys seen this program? Seen the show, play the game, Fallout? Lots of swearing. They say the word fuck in this show. And then they have commercials in the middle of the show. I feel like you should be able to swear in commercials. Why is there no commercial that's like, oh shit, I have mesothelioma. I'm entitled to compensation. There's no commercial that's like, oh fuck, chlamydia? Again? You should be able to swear in presidential campaigns, right? There should be a commercial that's like, vote for me, the realest nigga alive. I'm Joe Biden and I approve this message. Lots going on in the news. You guys been reading the news? Fucking, I get all my news from TikTok. If it's on TikTok, it must be true, okay? You put something into a slideshow, I'm gonna believe it, all right? It's a lot of work. Government just banned TikTok, that's crazy. Government just got rid of TikTok. Before we got abortion rights and gun control and GTA 6, that's kind of wild. Lots of Democrats voted for the TikTok ban too, which is wild. Did not think Democrats and Republicans would link up like this. This feels like how my divorced parents link up to talk shit about me when I'm not around. They're like, you know your little sister's about to buy a house. I'm like, let's get these old folks out of office. I would never put my parents in an old folks home because I love them too much. And there's always a lot of cases of elder abuse in these facilities. And I feel like I could beat my parents' ass at home for free. Lots going on in the news. I don't know if you guys saw, I don't know if you've been made aware, but if you're about to be sentenced to prison, you can just jump the judge. Are you aware of this? You can just try to kill the judge. There's a video where this guy's going to jail and he was so close, the judge is like, why should I not send you to prison? And he's like, please, don't send me to jail. I've been taking care of my kids. I'm working. Don't send me to prison. And she was like, nah, fuck you. And then he was like, nah, fuck you. And he put hands on this woman, dude. He jumped at her. He jumped at her like she was the last Stanley Cup at Target. Like, I need it. What's wild is that a different judge charged him with attempted murder, and then she charged him with attacking a federal employee. But then she also got him with attacking an elderly federal employee. And the first judge was like, what the fuck? She's like, I'm not that old. So the first judge jumps the second judge, and it's just an endless line of judges getting their asses kicked until we make our way to Clarence Thomas. All right? Fuck Clarence Thomas. Been reading the news. I saw this article. It was peer-reviewed. It was on TikTok. It said people have been getting throat cancer from eating pussy. Have you seen this? I'm here to alert my fellow countrymen, okay? If you're getting cancer that way, bro, just don't inhale. What are you doing? If a doctor tells me I got it like that, I'm not getting treatment, that's for sure. I'm gonna let it progress. It's a badge of honor. I can't wait till I get the voice box, right? Be like, my name is Jeff. My name is Jeff. I'm a munch. Being Munch Anonymous. Saw this other story. It was about Michael Oher. You guys remember Michael Oher? Dude from The Blind Side. My doppelganger. If you don't know that story, apparently his family never adopted him. They just like made him sign some papers when he was a kid. They made The Blind Side. And then one day he's like, hey, Mom, where's all the money for my film? And she was like, I don't know who the fuck your mom is. My kids are doing great. I think he should just kill that whole family. He should O.J. Simpson that entire bloodline. I wrote this before he died, so this is my joke. But that's not likely, right? What's more likely to happen is they remake The Blind Side, starring me, and then I get to just hate fuck Sandra Bullock. It's just me and Sandy. She's like, tell me when you're about to come. Blindside. You trying to dirty talk with Sandra Bullock? I can't dirty talk. I get stuck on these yes trains. You guys know about the yes train? That's when you're fucking, you're like, you like that? Yeah. You like this dick? Yeah. You like this big dick? Bro, I look up and she's just thinking. She's like, I don't know. I like this globally average dick. I'm like, you want this cum? She's like, no, double it, give it to the next. Lots going on in the news. I have a friend who has no idea what's happening in the Middle East. And I can explain it to you right now. All right? Imagine if everybody in this party or the show, party, we're having a good time. Imagine everyone here stands in line to go to the bathroom, and then I just like jump in line in front of everyone, and then I just start shitting everywhere. I mean, I'm dropping turd after turd after turd after turd. Maybe after like 75, 85 turds, one of the turds hits the water and then it splashes back on my asshole. And I'm like, well, that's terrorism. So then I just start shitting everywhere, on the floor, on the ceiling. And people are like, why are you doing that? I'm like, I have a right to defend myself. Okay. Lots going on in the news. No, I'm joking. Let me see. Starting to date again. I'm on the apps. I just got a new job so I can afford to date. cannot be trying to date when you're broke in Chicago. Dating when you're broke is impossible, bro. I used to try to give women the ick preemptively so I wouldn't have to spend money. But women are so understanding that it just never works. You know? They're like, hey, buy me a drink. I'm like, I don't have a bed frame. They're like, all right, you guys could not hear that, but I said, I don't have a bed frame, and her Siri said, sorry to hear that. That's insane. The machines are listening. And I got Android. I don't got shit. That's crazy. Anyways, I'm dating. I think everyone has a type out there for them. Unfortunately, my type is lesbians. Because we both like women that don't like me. I grew up in a small town. From a town called Normal, Illinois. Woo! A couple of woos, yep. Redbirds, Illinois State, University. Another fun fact is where Steak and Shake started. Normal, Illinois, yeah. Skinny fries, wow. Another cool thing is where the OG Jake from State Farm grew up. My hometown. And I feel bad for white people. You guys are losing everything in this country. We took Jake from State Farm. We took the presidency that one time. We took the Little Mermaid. It's ours now. I think that's why the police are so trigger happy. They're like, shoot him before they cast him as Batman. Well, he had a script. He had an audition. I'm here to serve and protect Indiana Jones' legacy. From a small town, grew up super religious, grew up a huge fan of Jesus Christ. Room full of heathens. I used to be a ride or die for Jesus, bro. I used to buy all of his albums. I don't believe in Christ anymore because I have scoliosis. So I don't think he believes in me. Went to an all-black church growing up. We had no air conditioning. Preacher drives a Mercedes. We don't have air. What's up with that? Finding a black church with AC is like finding a white church with rhythm. It just does not exist. If you Google it, Jesus was only 5'5". That's hilarious. He's just a little pipsqueak. Jesus was fucking short king of Nazareth. Jesus was 5'5", which makes all of his miracles a lot less significant. Of course, you can walk on water. You can't break surface tension. It's a science joke. Growing up, my folks used to always say, we are your parents, not your friends. Remember that? Yeah. Now my folks are divorced. They're single. They're so bored. So they call me to talk about nothing all day. And I'm like, bro, we are not friends. All right? Keep that same energy. I met my mom's new boyfriend. He stands up. He's this tall on me. So I will never respect him. Like, who do you think you are, Christ? I'm like, tell the waiter you're 12 so we can get this discount. He's like, what can I get for you, sir? I said, he'll have the chicken tenders. And he'll never replace my father. Write that down. Then I pick his little ass up. He's like, wee. All right, thank you so much, Humble Jungle.
Jeff Brumfield, everyone. Let him hear it. That's true. Jesus Christ, 5'5", and smelled like shit. So, if all the comics could mention a different historical figure in their act, we'll keep this train rolling. Are you guys having fun? Hell yeah. Well, you're going to love your next comic. He's one of my absolute favorite joke writers in Chicago, one of my good buddies, so give him all the love you got. Start clapping right now for Yoni Heisler, everybody. Oh, wait. I fucked up. This is how you host, folks. My bad. Your next comic is also one of my favorite comics in Chicago. You only book your friends. So you're never lying. Your next comic. He's also a great joke writer. I think it's a little different than Yoni, but. But no, you're gonna love me. He's so fucking funny. Everyone, start clapping right now for Bob Euler, everybody.
I am Yoni Heisler, and I think every cop is awesome. Don't give him the buzz there, big dog. No, I'm kidding. I'm Bob Euler, and I like 3 cops that used to sell me weed when I was in high school. They turned heel, you know. It's fucking, I don't know why. Probably pays more being a cop, you know. But okay, you guys don't like cops here. We're in fucking Humboldt Park, which is Spanish for west of Logan Square. Yeah, CPS education, baby. We got any Chicago people here? Who's like born and raised Chicago? Just a cop. Okay, all right. What neighborhood are you from? Okay, well, I burnt all my Logan material. If you were from Wrigleyville, I'd have something to say. But we got any? No, I am a born and bred Chicago. I'm a big Cubs fan. We have any Chicago Cubs fans in the crowd, huh? All right. Any White Sox fans? All right. I doubt that. The team sucks. The stadium's a dump. Fire Jerry. You know. I don't know. Like, there is no rivalry between Cubs and White Sox. I love White Sox fans. They're fucking awesome. They're the most unique people ever. Like, here's how it is. Like, 50% of Chicago White Sox fans are Blue Lives Matter people that have also gotten arrested for punching a cop. You know, that's how it is. Quite an interesting conundrum, but I like them. You know, I do love, no matter who the team is, I love going to baseball games. That's like my thing. I want to go to like all 30 stadiums. I love baseball. I love seeing it live. Except I don't love standing for the troops every other fucking inning. Jesus Christ. You guys ever been to a baseball game every 3 innings? Like, Boeing presents an Iraq War veteran. It's like, I'm not standing, dog. I don't know. I don't like Boeing. I don't like the Iraq War. Sorry, you know. If it was Miller Lite World War II, then we'd be talking. But, you know. I was in Texas for a baseball game, and it was like to stand for our troops, and I didn't stand because, fuck you, I waited 2.5 innings to get nachos dumped with chili from a bag, okay? I'm sitting. And then these dudes near me, they were like, oh, come on, you're not going to stand for the troops? That's disrespectful. It's like, I support the troops in a different way. I'll buy them a shot after the game or something. I'm pretty sure they want that. And you think what I'm doing is disrespectful? Every time someone hits a home run, a fucking firework goes off inside, okay? You don't think that? Aaron Judge with number 20 of the year, and now you're thinking of killing children. You know, it's not good. Not a good thing. I've been going to, I'm planning on going to my first ever WNBA game. We have WNBA fans. Yeah, let's go Chicago Sky, right? Yeah. Angel Reese, right? Yeah, fuck Caitlin Clark, dog. She's the op now, dude. I'm Team Angel Reese. Fuck that scrub. Fucking Caitlin Clark, bum. I'm kidding. I did that joke once, and, just calling an athlete a bum. I did that joke once, and this lady in the crowd's like, you know she could probably beat you in a game of basketball, right? I'm like, probably? Are you fucking dumb? I'm 5'3" and I can't touch my toes, okay? I think she's gonna... I actually did hear at a WNBA game, you really aren't supposed to talk smack to the players. You're actually supposed to be nice to them in person, but then talk all the smack behind their backs. That's how it goes down. Supposed to gossip about them and everything, you know. Okay, well, sexist jokes you don't like. I got that. I don't know. Anybody here, student loans get forgiven by Joe Biden last year? No? Okay. Fucking cool. Good. I hate college-educated people, man. Like, you guys are assholes to us, all right? Us dummies. Like, you want to get your student loans forgiven? Let's see how you treat people who work at grocery stores, okay? Then we can start. You want $10,000 for the loans forgiven? All right, let's see your Yelp history review. Then maybe we can start. I don't know. I don't give a shit about student loans because I didn't go to college, so it doesn't affect me at all. I don't care. I was too dumb to go to college. I mean, I wasn't dumb enough to take out a loan of like $50,000 when I was 18. I just didn't read The Great Gatsby in high school. Now, because of that, I now work outside. You guys know about outside, right? Yeah, that's where stupid people work. Dad, I'm telling you, delivery drivers, construction workers, football players, cops, bartenders in Austin, Texas, just the dumbest of the dumb work outside. I don't know. Yeah, for the longest time, especially over the pandemic, I was an Uber Eats delivery driver, and that is the most depressing job. Because it's because, first of all, learn how to cook. It's not that hard. Half of my Instagram feed are people with Down syndrome cooking. If they can do it, you can, okay? Downright delicious. The guy fucking rules. No, but the most depressing part is like the most common restaurant I would go to would be Subway. People are getting Subway delivered to them on a daily basis. That is... Do you not own a refrigerator and live near a grocery store? Because that's all you need. Enjoy. Remember when Subway was considered healthy for those, 10 years? And then fucking Jared happened, and they were like, sandwiches are $5 now, huh? Yeah. Sandwich, yeah. Jared, who's Jared? What's a pedal? What are you talking about? These are $5 sweet teriyaki. Jared. I feel bad for all the kids that were molested by fat Jared, you know? Because it's like, not only are you scarred for life, but you can't even watch Family Guy to cope, you know? It's... Hey, Stuart, I freaking raped the kid. Okay, no, that's a... Sorry, trigger warning, bad Family Guy impression. Man, speaking of pedophiles, Nickelodeon, hubba hubba, what the fuck is going on over there? You guys see that Nickelodeon documentary? Holy cow! Don't woo for that. It's not like it's not about Double Dare, all right? It was a triple dog Double Dare. No. Oh yeah, it's everybody at Nickelodeon's a pedophile. That's a bummer. Everybody, even SpongeBob. SpongeBob's a fucking pedophile, you know? Who lives in a pineapple 400 feet from a school. You guys aren't real 90s kids. I'm gonna do one more joke. Do we have any flat earthers in the crowd, huh? No? Okay, cool. Didn't know I was at the fucking moron convention. I love flat Earth. That's my favorite conspiracy theory because who gives a shit? You know, it doesn't affect us. The Earth is flat. The Earth is round. Who cares? It's not going to be around in 25 years. You know, let's just live and let live. I got a buddy who's a flat earther. My buddy Richard. He's a flat earther. He's my same buddy that went to prison for a year and a half for arson, and he came out a flat earther. Yeah, apparently it's the new Allah for white people. You know, I remember there was one night we were hanging out at a bar. He's like, dude, Rob, I'm going to tell you all about flat earth. And I was like, dude, I don't want to talk about flat earth right now. We're out with friends. Like, no, I have some cocaine. I can show you some videos. Like, fuck yeah, let's flat earth it up, baby. Yeah, I'm all ears. In what nostril? So now we're in the gender-neutral bathroom of the Buffalo Wild Wings in Gurnee, Illinois. And my buddy's like, okay, Rob, I'm going to show you these 8 different YouTube videos. And in them, this guy's going to debunk everything Neil Patrick Harris has ever said. But Neil Patrick Harris? Like a Doogie Howser? Harold and Kumar? That one? It's like, no, not that Neil Patrick Harris. The other one. Yeah, that black dude that used to talk about outer space? Yeah, he meant to say Neil deGrasse Tyson, so... You know what? That converted me then and there. I am a flat earther now. I do think the earth is flat. But it has a great personality, so 6 out of 10 would bang! All right. I've been Bob Euler. Give it up for Joe Humble Jungle. You guys are fucking awesome. Thank you.
Bob Euler, everybody, let him hear it. Oh man, he was. Bob was talking about the WNBA. I've actually been to a WNBA game. When the Sky were in the finals, me and 19 of my friends got a suite for the game. It was like 20 people. It cost all of us like $35 each. That's generational wealth for the NBA finals. WNBA finals, it was like, yeah, if you're free, come hang out. And one of my friends was there because he was like really excited to see like Candace Parker and other WNBA players. And the other 19 of us were just doing coke. We were just pretending we owned the Chicago Sky, basically. And they won. So, kind of because of us. The thing about hosting is it's really important to keep up momentum in between comics. And continuing lightly misogynistic jokes that Bob hadn't mentioned in like 8 full minutes. So, are you guys having fun? Okay. Your next comic, when I bring him up, you're going to be like, oh, I can see how he mixed them up. Visibly, not material-wise. A major change of pace material-wise. No disrespect to Bob. Great comedy. But I don't know if I'd call him like one of my favorite joke writers. You'll understand what I mean in a second. Your next comic, who I just gave the worst intro to in the history of comedy, who's going to rise above my terrible hosting abilities, is one of my favorite joke writers in Chicago. He is so goddamn funny. Everyone start clapping right now for Yoni Heisler, everyone.
Everybody keep it going for Joe one more time. Tell you guys a little bit about myself. I am in a relationship right now. It's going really well. But me and my girlfriend have a very significant age gap, which a lot of people don't like. To give you a frame of reference, my girlfriend does not remember 9/11. Yeah. She is 85 and has dementia. And listen, I don't care what you guys think. I love my little raisin. I'm not going to apologize for anything. A little bit more about me. When I was growing up, I was a big skateboarder. I loved to skate. And I would love to get back into it today, but I think I'm too old at this point. And also, kids are really mean. Like, the last time I was at a skate park, this kid called me Blink 1882, which was not a fan of that. Here's something you guys may not know. You know those stickers that say I voted that people like to wear during election season? You know you can just buy those online on Amazon? You don't even need to waste your time going to the polls. So I bought a bunch of them last year, and sometimes I put them on just like a random day, you know, just for fun. I get a lot of confused looks when I walk down the street. Sometimes someone will come up to me and be like, excuse me, sir, was there an election today? And I just shake my head and say, you're part of the problem. You know, you need to get more informed. I do think the biggest problem in politics today is too many old people in politics, right? Like at a certain point, you got to retire. Like we have a minimum age for president. You have to be 35. I think we should have a maximum age. Yeah. I feel like the maximum age for president should be this. Can you change the destination of an Uber mid-trip? Right, I think that's a good task. So a little more about me for fun. Every weekend I play in a rec soccer league. And when I show up, those 8-year-olds shit their pants because I am faster than a lot of them. So it is every week. People take rec league soccer way too seriously. Every week somebody's yelling at the referee like, hey, are you fucking blind? What's wrong with you? Isn't it weird? Sports is the only place where you could just accuse someone of having a disability because they made a mistake. That would never work in an office. Like your boss drops a box of papers, like, what the fuck? Do you have Lou Gehrig's disease? This is unbelievable. I actually hurt my knee recently during soccer. It wasn't in a game. I was walking to the game, and I twisted my knee, which is very embarrassing. I feel like hurting your knee while you're walking, that's like getting an STD from jerking off, right? Because I didn't earn it. I don't have a cool story to tell. There's a new pizza place in my neighborhood called Big Gay Sal's Pizzeria. So I sent the link to some of my friends. I'm like, hey, we should check this out. One of my friends writes back as a joke, hey, what if it makes us gay? I was like, hey, restaurants don't have that kind of power. I've been ordering sandwiches from this place called Big Penis Paninis, and it is not working. Getting weight in all the wrong areas. Round of applause or raise of hands. Anyone here ever been fired from a job? All the comics in the back are cheering, yeah. Do you ever get fired from a job, you're not even upset, you're just like, that was a good call. That was a good call. I got fired last year, and for my new job, they made me take a drug test before I started. And I think a drug test is the biggest waste of time. Because all it does is test for drugs. It doesn't test to see if you'd be a good employee. Because here's the thing, I don't do coke, but I also don't do my job, right? So they're really missing something. I work in an office that can be very emotionally draining, and recently a coworker of mine, she had a little bit of a breakdown. She's in her mid-40s, she's been with the company for over 20 years. One day she starts crying. She's like, I can't believe I'm wasting the best years of my life working in an office. So I tried to cheer her up. I'm like, hey, listen, I have no doubt that the best years of your life are already behind you. So you have nothing to worry about. When you work in an office, you got to do stuff to pass the time. Some people listen to music. I show up late and I leave early. That's a fun little life hack that you can use. Recently, we had a mandatory diversity and sensitivity training. They put all of us in a big conference room, and the moderator walked around and she said, name one thing you do that's anti-racist. So I said, I will watch the spelling bee, and I bet money on the white kid. Because if you think he doesn't have a chance, you're the racist one. I will say that. I was at a bachelor party this weekend in Wisconsin, which was a lot of fun, and one of the guys in the group, his name was Dakota. He was named after the state of North Dakota. His sisters are in the crowd right now. They love this one. But yeah, Dakota's sort of an outdoorsy guy. He's a very cool guy. And then it hit me, if you name your son after a city or state, he's going to be a cool guy, right? Think about it. You got Jackson, you got Austin, you got Tex. These are strong names. Doesn't work like that for women, though. If you name your daughter after a city or state, she might end up working at a strip club, right? You got Brooklyn, Madison, Dallas. These are not the names of scientists, I think we can agree. So fast forward to the last night of the bachelor party. We go to a strip club, we walk in, 3 strippers approach us, and one of my friends says, hey, what are your names? I shit you not. One of the strippers goes, well, my name is Savannah, and these are my 2 friends, Oklahoma City and West Rogers Park. You know, so that is... Yeah, I ended up getting a lap dance from Sheboygan. It was... Yeah. Total smoke show. She smoked 3 packs a day. Looked horrible. I was out recently and I got carded, believe it or not, which I actually thought was kind of annoying. I'm like, guys, I just want to buy a gun. You know, it's not a big deal. I'm kidding, obviously. I was not buying myself a gun. I was buying a gun for a group of teenagers waiting outside the store. They were cool kids. A lot of people want to arm teachers because of all the mass shootings. I think that's a bad idea, but I did see an ad recently that I thought was a little bit over the top. It was a picture of a teacher in a classroom, sitting behind a desk. She's holding a gun, and the caption says, if you trust me with 30 kids, you should trust me with 30 bullets. Which is insane, right? But my main question, though, is why does she have 30 bullets? It sounds like she's going to be killing all of the kids. Either that or she has really bad aim. Which actually does remind me, I have a coworker, I thought this was kind of funny. He overuses the expression, gun to my head. Like, hey, Tim, who's the best basketball player of all time, Jordan or LeBron? He's like, ooh, gun to my head? I'm going to go with Jordan. Like, hey, Tim, where do you want to go to lunch? Jimmy John's or Chipotle? He's like, ooh, gun to my head? I'm going to go with Jimmy John's. Like, in his brain, he can only answer a question if it's under the threat of death, right? But then I got to thinking, what did people say before guns were even invented, right? What was the expression back then? Like in the 1500s, someone was like, knife to my throat, I think the earth is round. Or back in ancient Greece, someone would be like, hey, who's your favorite philosopher, Aristotle or Plato? Like, ooh, dick with syphilis in my ass? I'm gonna have to go with Plato, you know that? Had a lot of good points. A good buddy of mine's getting married soon. He just added this gift to the wedding registry, a $30 gift card for Hulu. I was like, that's it? $30? That means for his wedding, as a present, he wants to watch Hulu for 2.5 months. That's what he wants to do. I'm like, if you want to watch Hulu that bad, pay for it yourself like an adult. I was like, can I just give you my password? Can that be my gift to you? That way you can watch Hulu forever. Or at least until my sister cancels her subscription. You know, whatever comes first. I love TV. I have every single streaming service. I remember a couple years ago, a girlfriend broke up with me. I was like, good luck finding another guy who has Paramount Plus and Peacock. You know, we are a rare breed. I will say my favorite thing to do on the weekends, I like just watching TV, getting high, and just sitting on my couch for hours. Just watching TV like a zombie. And I did this recently. I started watching this new show, which blew me away. The main character was a bald guy. Like, that's cool. You don't see that too often. And the basic premise of the show is, I don't know if you guys have seen it, this guy doesn't have a lot going on in his life. He's 2 months behind on rent. His girlfriend just broke up with him. And the big twist in the show is that my TV was off and I was just staring at my reflection the entire time. Which did make sense, because at first I was a little bit confused. It's like, why is there a guy jerking off on Disney Plus? You know, this doesn't make any sense at all. All right, you guys have been a lot of fun. Have a good night.
Joni Heiser, everybody. Let him hear it. That is so good. You guys are a great audience. I'm not going to fuck it up. I'm going to bring up your next comic. She is so goddamn funny. One of my absolute favorites in Chicago. Start clapping out for Lucia Whalen, everybody.
This is so cool. You guys are so cool. All right, well, let's see how this goes. So I broke up with my ex a year ago. And I just found out that my ex is engaged. Awesome, that's awesome. Totally normal timeline. I think it's totally cool. I think it's cool. Good. No, I'm fine with it. It's cool. So while we were still together, my ex started to realize that he's probably autistic, and his therapist was recommending that he get a diagnosis, and he wouldn't go to the doctor to do it. He did one of those free online autism. It's like a COVID rapid test, but for autism, and it was like, you got it, 100%, but every variant. But he just wouldn't go get tested, and I was really encouraging him to, because it's really empowering to get a real test, but he just wouldn't. At a certain point, I was like, whatever, it's your life. Then we ended up breaking up. So I just found out that my ex is engaged to a special ed teacher. Which, it's I don't know. Guys will really do anything to avoid going to the doctor. That is pretty fucking unbelievable, if you ask me. Get a test and leave the poor woman alone. She doesn't need to take work home, but no, it's fine. It's fine. No, after we broke up, I took a full year off dating. I'm almost 30. I was like, I want a blank slate. I want to look at all my patterns, start over. I do think my slate is a little bit too blank. And I know this because a year ago, the only videos that TikTok would recommend me were videos about like red flags and attachment styles and therapy. That's all I would get. That was the end of my relationship. I think I overcorrected because a year later, the only videos that TikTok will recommend me are videos about how treacherous the North Sea is. Have you seen these? They're all like, yo. Oh, there's like a tiny man being swept off to sea. How did I get on asexual TikTok? I've just been liking recipe videos. What the fuck happened? I'll get back on in. Thank you, TikTok. Yes, I'm oil rig single according to TikTok. It's awesome. I'm like very good at being single. I don't mind being single. I honestly like it. The problem is that we're very mean to single people in our culture, right? Is anyone here single? Yeah. Are you okay with it? You all seem like pretty down about it. Raise your hand if you're single. He looked to the side. Being single is fucking awesome. I do whatever I want. I fight with my landlord alone. I fear for my life all the time. Life's awesome right now. But here's the thing. We shame single people in our culture. Like all the Disney movies I watched growing up, there was not one single princess. Everyone was trying to fall in love. And they all totally tolerated bullshit. They all settled. It would have been so much better for some of them to just be single. Like Belle dated a beast. Bitch, be single. You can just read books. You don't have to wait for him to become a man. Just be single. The only representation I had of single people in Disney movies were witches. Sea witches. And they all had like pets. They all had cool pets. It's sort of my life. It's my current life. The only representation I had growing up was Ursula the Sea Witch and Rasputin. It's falling apart. No, I did just start dating again. My year of singleness is ended. I did take some time to like really look at my patterns and try to mature intentionally. And I had an obstacle, like a challenge come up. Life presented me with a challenge, and I got to swat it away and mature. Last week, I was supposed to go out with a guy named Blaze. And I was like, I can't do that. I can't do that shit. I did that in my 20s. I'm not going out with a guy named Blaze anymore, okay? I can already hear the conversations with my therapist, you know? I'm like, Blaze won't listen. She's like, yeah. His name is Blaze. I already know he talks in third person, you know, like every conversation's like, hey babe, Blaze just landed a kickflip. I'm like, how's the job hunt going, Blaze? Yeah, I am on dating apps. I think everyone uses the dating apps as like practice, and then you hope that you meet someone in real life. And you have to be careful about the advice you get online. Everyone thinks they're a dating coach online. Like I had this video pop up on Instagram the other day, and it was this new agey life coach who has like 0 professional credentials but 1 million subscribers. And I was like, let's see what she has to say. People trust her. She was saying this like new agey gobbledygook. She was like, the man needs to create a container for the feminine energy to feel safe in. The man needs to create a container for the woman to feel. And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? I was like, okay, well, I'll try it. She seems confident. So now on my dating app profile, it just says needs a container to live in, which is attracting men named Blaze. No, the one promise I've made to myself is I'm done dating guys in their 20s. My life is going to radically change. Men in their 20s just don't really know that they have to like put in effort to relationships yet. It's something that they have to learn with time. Like in my early 20s, I dated this guy and it was almost Valentine's Day, and I was trying to like subtly check in to see if he had made plans for us. And one day I was like, so February 14th is coming up, any ideas? And without missing a beat, he went, yeah, so there's this new sports gambling app, and if we both download it, we each get $150, and then we can afford a hotel room. And I was like, that's awesome. I was like, that's so cool. Because you don't have any self-respect yet in your 20s, you know? So now I just have a gambling addiction, which is awesome. Thank you, FanDuel. I don't know, yeah, the only pattern I found is that everyone I've ever dated is like a radical leftist. Like, if you put all my exes in a room together, they would just like form a union, you know? unionize and lodge formal complaints against me. But yeah, they've all been like radical leftists, which is, I guess it's informed my my politics. We got a big election coming up. It's awesome! Rock and roll. It's so cool. Our options are absolutely incredible. We love our main one. Do you remember when we were all dancing in the streets for Joe Biden? We did it! Take accountability. We did it. Let's recap, because you're all filled with shame, but we need to remember what happened. We're trying to ignore COVID. It happened, okay? 3 Novembers ago, we elected Joe Biden, and we all immediately took to the streets with a level of uncontrollable mirth that would have only been appropriate if we had elected like our first disabled transgender Native American president. We elected Joe Biden, a bag of bones, you know? Both of our options, everyone talks about their age, they both look like skeletons covered in lunch meat. Nothing is good for us. Nothing is good right now. It's so crazy. Our standards sink so low after Trump. Like, doesn't it feel like we just got out of a super toxic relationship and immediately rebounded? And everyone knows we don't give a fuck, right? Our friends are like, him? And we're like, he's gonna die soon. I'm just scared to be alone. Honestly, I don't know what love is anymore. He promised me money. I do think it's interesting that a lot of people like Trump specifically because he's not a politician, and that's their whole justification for voting for him, that he's a businessman, and the whole thing is like, fuck politicians, we need to get politicians out of the government. Which I guess I can wrap my mind around. It doesn't really make sense when you think about it, you know? That's the only career we do that with. You're never eating at a restaurant like, you know, I like this place? Chef's a plumber. Chef's a plumber. I actually like that it tastes like shit. I like how bad it is here. Yeah, we live in a very dumb country. Do you feel pretty stupid? Did you know that we're all dumb? Stop pretending like you're not dumb. She gets it, and she gets it. She's the only one willing to admit it. You're all dumb. I'm dumb. We're all stupid. Joe's stupid. Everyone here is stupid. Everyone's very dumb. Did you know the #1 show watched on the History Channel is Pawn Stars? We're dumb! Okay? That's not history. #2, ancient aliens. Not even current aliens. We have current aliens. We're like, no, we need to figure out what happened with the pyramids. That shit's crazy. I don't care about current ones. We're in such denial. It's so crazy. I don't have very advanced political beliefs, because it's a made-up system. Our politics, American economics, and Dungeons and Dragons all occupy the same neural pathway in my brain right here. It's all just shit that guys made up. It's all a game. Gerrymander sounds like a professor in Harry Potter, you know? This is dumb. We live in a simulation. I don't know. My main political stance is I just think that men shouldn't be allowed to make decisions about women's bodies. I feel like that makes sense, right? Yeah, you have to clap. You're in Humboldt, in a basement. If you didn't clap for that one, I quit comedy. But I also think that men shouldn't be allowed to make decisions about men's bodies. That's what we're not talking about enough. Have you seen their feet in the last 100,000 years? And abortion's the big medical trauma we're so worried about? Let's worry a little bit less about when life begins and worry more about the life beginning on your big toe. That is where the fetus is, honestly. It has eyes and hair. It has hair already. The beach sucks for everyone. We need pedicure for all before we touch the abortion legislation. Okay? Things aren't equal. It's really scary to be a woman. It absolutely is. Here's a perfect example of that, okay? So I live on the north side, and it was on the news a few months ago. There was this woman in my neighborhood running around attacking other women with a baseball bat in broad daylight. In broad daylight. That's the world we live in, where women can't even feel safe enough to attack other people at night. The right way, you know? It's get the fuck out there. We fought for Title IX. That's why they call it broad daylight. You know? The only time we can attack, and that's awesome. All right, you guys were a lot of fun. Thank you.
Lucia Whalen, everybody. Let her hear it. Lucia was talking about FanDuel. I quit gambling because I quit drinking, and gambling when you're drinking is I'll throw $50, but when you're sober, you're just I need this so bad. And it's a bummer, and so I miss gambling. So the thing that I've done to fill the void is I've stopped paying for parking. You want that rush back in your life? Walking up to your car after leaving it on a busy street for like 6 hours, just looking at the windshield like, oh, there's gonna be a fucking orange envelope. There's gonna be, and then there's no orange envelope. It's better than sex, if I'm being honest. I quit drinking, and yeah, thanks. One of the clear signs that getting sober was the right move for me was when I told my friends that I was quitting drinking. None of them asked why. I was really hoping, I wanted to explain why. I kept telling my friends, like, yeah, I'm actually not drinking anymore, thinking one of them would be like, oh, damn, dude, why are you not drinking anymore? Every fucking one of them was like, yeah, that's probably a good call. He kept offering Coke to Uber drivers. It was time to wind it down, you know? That's fine. I used to drink and drive too much. Yeah, and I don't know. Now that I'm driving sober all the time, I'm a lot more self-conscious. Like when you're drunk driving, the only thought in your mind is like, God, Bob Seger is the best. And then you drive drunk. Like once you start driving sober, you're like, is everyone mad at me? You know, like the other night, I stopped at a red light and there was no cars in sight in any direction. And then another car pulled up next to me, and I watched this guy do the same thing. He looked around and saw that there were no cars in any direction. And then he just looked me dead in the eye, and then he just ran the red light. And most people would be like, oh, that guy broke the law. I was just sitting there like, God, I'm not even a real man. Are you guys ready for your headliner? I'm going to ask one more time because he's in town all the way from New York City, and he is one of the funniest people I know. You're in for a treat. Are you ready for a fucking headliner? Give it up for Adam Gilbert, everybody!
I live in New York. We don't have anything beautiful. This is beautiful. Oh my God. All right. I'll do a little temperature check because I don't know you guys that well yet. Thank you so much. No, you're good, bro. Keep it going for her. This is awesome. I'll do a temperature check. I don't know you guys too well. I'm not much of a gambling guy. I don't know if you are. You got a gambler's soul. Yeah, okay, hell yeah, dude. Put it all on red. I'm not much of a gambling guy, but I did fly here on Spirit Airlines. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but on Spirit flights, they do things a little bit different. Yeah, on a Spirit flight, they actually don't do the safety lecture until after the plane has crashed. There's no video. The pilot just stands up and goes, well. What did we learn? Don't pinch pennies if you'd like to be carried through the atmosphere. There's no oxygen masks above you. We can't afford that shit. But look under your seat. 3 can of Whippets for every passenger. Fuck you for flying my weird job. I'm a pilot with roommates. What happened? Sorry, Greg, can you wash the dishes? I have to fly to Memphis. Gotta get a chore wheel. I'm a pilot. I don't know why I do it. I'm not a risky guy. I look both ways. I won't eat leftovers if they've been in my fridge for more than 2 days, even if I'm stoned and my roommate bought the food. But I will fly home in a yellow, minion-colored cry for help that's being kept from collapsing by nothing more than the power of prayer. That's why they call it Spirit. You gotta believe in that shit. It's an airborne church up there. Everybody's praying. Up there, it's Tinkerbell rules. You stop believing, we all die in the woods. You ever think about how small Tinkerbell's coffin would be? You could probably eat it. That's how they make Klonopin. What's up? Alright, we're doing good. Alright. I don't want to divide the room or anything. You know, it's been a divided time. But I think we can all agree on a couple things. I think we can all agree murder has got to be the spookiest way to kill a guy. Yeah, because manslaughter, that's a whoopsie. I say we all get 2, right, ladies? Live Moss. Like, you gonna put my client away for a simple oopsie poopsie? Just don't let this woman work at Sky Zone anymore. She'll clean it up. It's fine. Being a hibachi chef, that's not an entry-level job. I think we'd all like to see a safe onion volcano. Dick. What I'm getting is this judge can't handle when a good birthday party becomes unforgettable. But murder, you gotta cancel plans. You gotta put that in your Google Calendar. Friday the 19th, hang out with Greg, knife emoji. No more Greg. Saturday, therapy, all caps. Sunday, go to the big bag store. You gotta do spooky stuff if you want to kill a guy. You gotta follow him around. You gotta peek around corners. What's Greg doing? You gotta study his habits. That's an intimate thing, dude. I don't know anybody's habits. I don't know my habits. I'm just running around. Scampering. Chore to chore, treat to treat, back out the door. You know how you find out your habits? Is you date a woman and she'll just say your habits out loud in front of other people all the time, like it's a fun party game she invented. She'll be like, doesn't his voice get loud when he gets confused? And I'll just go, what did she mean by that? I've had 3 different women laugh my laugh back to me. No. I know why. It's because I laugh like a Halloween doorbell. But I'll watch something that makes me chuckle, you know, Simon Cowell, Savage Moments. I'll be like, get him! And she'll look me in the eye and go, what the fuck is that? Stop it, women. Yeah. I got mixed emotions about the whole TikTok, you know, thing getting legalized or whatever. On the one hand, I believe in free speech and all that good stuff. On the other hand, a bunch of teenagers called me a power bottom. There's an interesting generational divide. Everybody my age and older was like, no, it's Tobey Maguire if you were afraid. And then everybody younger was like, power bottom, right there. I think the kids actually might be cool now. Because when we were growing up, everybody was like, please stop calling everything you see gay. It's wrong and it's mean. And kids now are like, fuck that. You're gay, you're gay, you're gay, you're gay. I'm gay, power bottom, 10 o'clock. They figured out everybody's gay. They're just teasing each other for what kind of gay they are. I saw a 22-year-old trip in Brooklyn, and his friends were like, well, there's the bisexual. It's the new Polish, dude. How many bisexuals does it take to change a light bulb? If they're Capricorns, it'll take a while. That's good stuff. That's good. Wholesome stuff. I'm not a very kinky guy, you know. My safe word is me. So be like, hey man, like this sailor, not a chance, baby. Get on your back. I'm trying to make you a mom. I want to hook up after the guys like me, just the fellas. the guy's happy to be there, baby. He's calling, "Auga!" Swipe right and drop those bloomers. Hot dog. Honk, honk. All my sex noises are things you yell when you get hit by a bus. Honk, honk. Whoa, I'm gonna sue the city. Pretty fun. Pretty good stuff. This is a pretty good job. I've had some stinky jobs back in my day. You wouldn't even remember. What do you do for a job, bro?
Like software tech.
Hell yeah. Fuck it, that's my favorite kind of tech, is software tech. Hell yeah, I got you, bro. Yeah, that's cool. What do you do for a job?
Member support.
Cool. I'm feeling like that's in the tech area.
No.
No? You go door to door? Hey, is everything all right? Okay, so tech. Hey, I don't use tech. I email and then I go on Slack. I gotcha. I think I had the worst job. I worked at a Walmart in Indiana. Yeah, you work a shift there for a day and come back saying things like, "There's a God." It was just pajamas and pistols every single day. I had a lady come up to me once with a Harley Quinn t-shirt. You know Harley Quinn, it's like Elon Musk for women. And it's like, "I like it, and I'm gonna tell you." And she had sweatpants on and a fully loaded 45 right here. She's like, "Where's the Xbox?" I'm like, "We're being robbed. We're being robbed. I'm going on lunch. Tell her to hit Chipotle last." That's right, I ordered in Spanish. Frito Lay. See? Classic. Good stuff. They're the best crowd work I've ever seen. They're just like, yeah. Thanks, bro. That's sick, dude. You and I are going to solve some mysteries after this. The mystery of love. Hell yeah, dude. I'm posting this one. Alright, I don't want to get political, but I'm going to go, so why not? I started, I'm not always honest about my politics. Sometimes you gotta play the game. You get cornered by the wrong relative at Thanksgiving in the kitchen with the good cheese. You'll say anything to get out of that. It'll be like, "I will watch all of Yellowstone, just leave me alone. Put on Young Sheldon, I don't care." Like, I hate guns, but I don't need people knowing they could break in. I got a Roku in there. Roku City's under Daddy's protection. You see me outside my apartment, I'm putting Punisher stickers on my door. Like, "This is my dojo." Like, "Isn't that your, other 98 sign in there?" I'll be like, "You misread that. My sign says, 'We don't call police, they call me.'" It's got a picture of a minion smoking a cigarette. It's great. Alright. I learned not to talk about politics with my mom. Because she got more conservative. Did your parents get a little conservative? Yeah, that's what happens to us Midwesterners. It just is alright. And then when you get in a fight with like your mom about it, it's like she brings up all that old shit. She's like, "Oh yeah, well how about this fucking bombshell?" You're like, "Yeah, Ukraine. Well how about this? I fuck your fucking dad's neighbor, dude." I told her I was very pro-choice. I'm more than pro-choice. I'm pro-abortion. Get rid of them. Dump them. I live in New York, it's crowded, dump them out! But my mom said that was disrespectful to women. She said, like, well, after you were born, I had an abortion. How does that make you feel? And I was like, pretty awesome. Because all these years I thought I was the only child. Turns out I'm easily the favorite. She had me there like, "You're pregnant." It's like, who? Adam's not gonna like that. Yeah, we got through that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. All right, we'll soften it. This is Trump describing a minion. Everybody be good. I met the most beautiful, obedient, yellow man. He was 2, maybe 3, probably 4 feet tall. He was yellow like a Simpson, but he wore denim like a real man. And he was smooth. You could roll a ball down him. He had the hair of Stewie. We love Stewie. Stewie being chased by Lois, nasty woman. And he looked up at me, tears in his eye, because the minion he's only got one. And he said to me, banana. Mr. Trump, the question was, how do you plead? Brew is a loser. Loser guy, Steve Carell. Office, when it was good. I can kind of milk that one for the next 6 days. It's pretty fun. He's the funniest president we're going to get again. But my favorite, I'll tell you this. Joe Biden is my favorite president. Probably of all time. Calm down. It's okay. I agree with whatever you think. You can have a favorite anything. It doesn't have to be good. It just has to make you the happiest deep down. He's the dude, where's my car of presidents. He's not winning any awards. The people in that movie will not admit they were in that movie. But every time he's on TV and the fellas are over, everybody shut the fuck up. The boy is on. Every time he walks on TV, he just gets a little lost in thought. And then he kind of waves at the camera and he's like, goodbye. And then he rearranges the stage. He kind of makes it into his own habitat. And he's like, that's better. That's what it's supposed to look like. And then he ends up at a wall away from the camera. And he really fucking loves that wall. He's just like, this shit is good. It's like he's wearing a VR headset all the time. He's like, this is amazing. People be like, Mr. President, we're at a thing right now. He's like, shut up, bitch. I'm teaching Mario how to kickflip. And then he gets activated whenever you ask him a question. And he responds with like an old-timey cliche that he totally made up right off the dome right then. They'll be like, Mr. President, how do you feel about the war? They'd be like, you know, the soup got cold, but the crackers are hot. My boy Joey B doubles down. He lets those Irish nuts hang. He's like, you train a pumpkin in karate, don't make him a soldier. Next question. Some of the things he says, they sound like when you wake up from a nightmare too fast. You know, you're on the couch and you're like, everybody loves Raymond. Like, Mr. President, how do you feel about inflation? You're like, hey, just because the green man can't see you don't mean he won't find you. Scary Gary gonna eat your lunch. Crackers are hot. That's what I say when I watch The Bachelor. I'm gonna end this with just a little thing that happened with. Because Joe mentioned being sober. I'm sober because I was a comedian here. And there's a lot of drinking and a lot of cocaine. And I got a little too into the cocaine. It was so much fun. It gives you so many good ideas. You're like, it's an app and it makes apps. Let's hang out. We'll go on Shark Tank, and if they don't like it, we'll kill them. I did a little bit too much homecoming with a man I'll refer to as Joe Ames. And we did it before a comedy show we were on, before we found out it had been canceled. But there were still people there in that restaurant, and we wanted to work out some stuff. So we would just go table to table, trying out some new, see what popped. We'd just be like, hey there. Oh, people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. I sure would hate to be a realtor for glass houses. She must sleep with a gun in her mouth. I'll be right back. You know? How many windows does it have? The whole house is a window. Okay, weird. I like listening to white rappers. Everybody gets to sing along. And then we met back up. We were like, they were weird. Yeah, but no, you guys have not been weird at all. I'm at 19 minutes. I'm gonna do the full 20. This is good. This is the back of this is Joe's set list. There's a whole section here about Slack. You want to freestyle? Oh yeah. This has been making me laugh a lot. You know the whole, I hate the future sucks. Yeah, just because of I don't like the whole robots. I don't like it. They fuck with me. It's getting strange what's going on with the robots, because they're doing the exact same generational jump that we did. Like, all of the robots started out in factories and in the military and in, like, manual labor. And now all the robots are just getting into blogging and graphic design and writing screenplays. It's just like ChatGPT, like, sorry I wasn't the Roomba you wanted me to be, Dad. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon. And we don't know what you don't know when. We'll be together then. You guys have been great. Good night.
Adam fucking Gilbert, everybody. Oh, man. The first time I heard Adam tell that joke about the show we did together, I was like, that's so funny. And he was like, yeah, it's about us, you fucking idiot. Yeah, there. One more time for Adam, everyone. That is our show. We do have Professor Pizza in the fucking house. Give it up for Professor Pizza. So yeah, the line for pizza starts outside of the backyard, working up those stairs into the kitchen. If you didn't pre-order pizza, better luck next time. Nathan. Oh, we got pie from where? I'm sorry. Spinning J, right? Yeah, we got pie from Spinning J. We got desserts. This is the most Midwest comedy show. Like, yeah, we're gonna book 5 white people and get pie. I'm done telling jokes. You guys are great. Thank you so much. One more time for Nathan Wilder in his house. Goodbye.